Hello there, in this video we're going to talk about old policemen's truncheons, where you can buy one, if you can buy one, are they legal, and everything else that goes with it. Now these are, or one of these, is a new product that we make. Can you tell which one? They were never all the same, actually. Every force had their own one made. So you're going to find 50 different designs out there if you can find one, and that's the point. Old truncheons nowadays are quite hard to come by, original ones. The police stopped using them in 1994 or thereabouts, and the only place you can get them now is typically either private sales or on antique auctions and antique fairs, places like that. Amazon banned selling them, eBay banned selling them, because they all call them a weapon. Apparently a baseball bat's not a weapon and a rounder's bat's not a weapon, but that's a weapon. Now, there's a little story about how these come to be available through us, why we chose to have them made, and I'll tell you what it is. In our office in Hong Kong, I decided to buy one day just to have in the car. That's allowed in Hong Kong, and I decided that I didn't know which one I wanted. I found a few on a couple of different antique websites, paid too much for them, and I got them, and I had them in my office. There was 5 or 6 of them knocking around like this on the desk, and different guys and reps and other people that come to see us, people from manufacturers and what have you, they'd come in, and it's like a gun, or it's like a video game, or it's like something. It's a bloke thing, isn't it? So blokes were coming in going, "Oh, these are nice, yeah. Can I have one? Can I keep that? Are you selling it? How much is it?" And everybody said, are you selling them? How much are they? I'll have one of those. And I thought, you know what? We might make them. That many people are interested in them. So all the people that came in, all the different guys that came in, I had a bunch of them there. And I said, which one do you like the best? Tell me which is your favourite. And they all had a play with all different ones. And the one they decided they liked the most was this one. And the original to this is one of ours actually, this isn't the original. The original to this was one from the 1960s, made for Leeds Police in West Yorkshire, in England if you're American. If you're American, that's in England. So I decided to have them copied exactly. So I did. So we have them on our site. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link below. If you're on our site, you're watching this video inside the product itself. So we had them remade, kind of as close to the original, identical to the original that was the template, but close as possible to the original general design. They're made of Malaysian oak, and that's not quite as heavy as what you might think British oak. They're a little bit lighter than some people think they should be, but if you're in a country where you're allowed to use one of these, or you're allowed to carry one, then if you clouted somebody with it, they'd know about it. They've got a leather lanyard on, just like the original, with a raw edge on. And they're on our website quite inexpensively. Now, the question that we are asked the most about these is, are they legal in the UK? People ask. Now, the thing about law, it's not a black and white thing, is it? Of course you can't kill somebody, you can't go and murder somebody, can you? We all know that that's against the law. But other things that are against the law are not actually proved to be so until there's some test cases, because very often the law is ambiguously written. So up until a couple of years ago, the law was written in such a way that it said, you can't carry on your person a baton. Well, what's a baton? Is this a baton? Or is it a truncheon? Or is it something else? What everybody believed that they actually meant by baton was the metal ones like the police have nowadays that spring out to 3 sections, spring-loaded baton, they typically meant. But the word baton and truncheon's a little bit interchangeable. And when they made a further edit to the law, they wrote down that truncheons are illegal to carry, and in some cases illegal to own, I believe. You've got to go and do the research. We have a link to a site that talks about this on our shop listing. I'm not a lawyer. Take what I say with a pinch of salt. I'm giving you what is my basic understanding of this. So the thing about these, the way the law is constructed in the UK, If you have one about your person, for whatever reason, what makes it, in general terms, what would make it legal or not legal is your intent and what you're going to use it for. If it was the case that they were just illegal full stop, then everybody that used one in a theatre or in a TV production company would all be down the nick, wouldn't they? But they're not. TV production companies and theatres buy these from us. And I'll tell you who else buys them as well. Police forces. And you know what they do with them? They have them engraved. And if you need to have one of these engraved for a retired copper, then you can send us an email and we'll tell you where to go. If you're in the UK, we know a place that does that. And so a lot of forces buy these, they have them engraved and they put them in a case and they give them to retiring police officers. Because a lot of the guys retiring now are back from the days when they used to have these down a special pocket in the trousers. And again, if truncheons were illegal across the board, all those retired coppers could all get arrested, couldn't they? I mean, under two-tier care, who knows? But, you know, so it's a question of usage and intent. I spoke to a policeman that I personally know as a friend, and I asked him his opinion about this. And I said, you know, what if you found somebody carrying one of these, what's the situation? And he said, well, who's the guy and what's the situation? And his basic thought was that if you're a bunch of scallies in a car with all shaved heads and tracksuits on and the car stinks of weed and you've all got one of them stuff down your hoodie, yes, you're going down the kermits. You're going with intent to do something naughty, aren't you? On the other hand, if you're walking your dog with it, maybe it's to crack some other dog or to bash his ball out of the bushes or something like that. It seems when you actually go reading the law, it's illegal to carry one, but it's not illegal to transport one. Imagine you bought one, an antique one, or you don't know if it's an antique, it's a reproduction, maybe you're not sure. You bought one, you were taking it somewhere to have it valued, or you were taking it somewhere to sell it, and you were hoping to make some profit on it. You're transporting it from one place to another, aren't you? That's not carrying it, is it? That's transporting it. And this is where the law falls into grey areas, and I'm not particularly aware of any test cases on this subject. But you know, courts have to apply reasonable doubts, don't they? And a judge, a magistrate has to be relatively sensible, don't they, about things? So if that is illegal simply to own or to have, imagine it was in the boot of your car, how can that be illegal and a rounder's bat not be? How can that be illegal and a baseball bat not be? How can that be illegal and this metal rolling pin not be? I make pizza with this, but you know, if I had it stuffed down my inside pocket in a city centre at 1 o'clock in the morning, of course the copper's going to say, well, that's an offensive weapon, mate. If I have that in my car and I say, do you know, I'm taking it to my kids' school because they're using it in a drama thing that they're doing, who's going to court for that? I don't think anybody. So it's a question of intent, but of course, you know, do your own research. Ask for your own legal advice from whoever you trust, your solicitor or whoever. And if you're in a slightly freer country than the UK, if you're in Hong Kong or the US or Germany or lots of other countries across the world, it's quite legal to have one of these as a self-defense item. So yes, as I started off saying at the beginning, we had these remade and you can buy them from us with delivery on the link below. So if you fancy one of those, if you're perhaps in the theatre or you're buying for retired coppers or whatever, or perhaps you're a prepper, or you know, you're somebody that has another legitimate and legal use for it, then there they are, and they are now available. So thank you for watching. If you want one, click the link below. I'll see you next time.